In this video we'll discuss how a control bar can have multiple layouts and how you can select the active layout. So you can see now, if we go over into working preview, we have a control bar here, and this control bar is showing the phone portrait control bar. Now we would like to be able to automatically change the control bar that is shown when the user switches from a phone in portrait mode to a phone in landscape mode or to a tablet. So let's go now and see how this could be done. So we'll go first back to our control bar and go to the builder here, and we can see that in the builder we've defined three items, HTML1, 2 and 3, and they each just simply say phone portrait, phone landscape and tablet. Then we've gone to our control bar layout and we've defined three different layouts: phone portrait, phone landscape and tablet, and for each one of these layouts we've specified that we'd like to display some HTML. So in the case of phone portrait we're displaying HTML1, in the case of phone landscape it's HTML2, and then tablet we've got HTML3. And we've also gone over here to the phone portrait and we've set that as the default layout. So now when we go ahead and we run this component, basically we can see that the phone portrait is going to be displayed, and it's not going to change when we change orientation yet. At this point we haven't written any code that allows us to change the active layout. So we'll go back to vertical right now, and we're going to go here and press this button called set layout, and you can see that this is going to change the layout from the phone portrait to the tablet layout, and in doing so it's going to also use some animation. So this button over here was created using Action JavaScript. So we'll go over there to Action JavaScript and we'll see that we have a control bar action, and then the action that we chose was set control bar active layout. We chose control bar number 1, and then we chose the tablet layout. So basically with the genie here, and then we've also turned on animation, and we've said that the animation should take 200 milliseconds, and we chose the slide in animation type. So you can see there's a wide variety of animation types that you can choose. So this is how we wrote the code, this is how we defined the action for the button. But now let's basically make a little change to this code here, so that instead of having this hard-coded to always load the tablet layout, let's basically go and look at the code so that we can choose the layout that we want to load from this drop down over here. So we've got the three different layouts defined in this drop down. So we'll go now back to our button and we'll switch our button from Action JavaScript mode to text mode, and then what we're going to do is read the value in the drop down control. So I'll go here and say var layout name equals, and then get value, and we're going to read the value of the layout name drop down control, and then instead of using the hard-coded value tablet over there, we're going to use layout name. So let's go ahead now and try this out. So we'll switch over to working preview. We'll go here and choose landscape and then set the layout, and you can see now we've switched over to the landscape control bar. Now I'll go there and choose tablet, and now we've switched over to the tablet. But at this point none of this is happening automatically. So let's go now and define some automation that allows us to select the active layout programmatically. So we'll go back to our control bar right now, and if we look over here we can see that in the properties there's a property here that says set active layout dynamically at runtime, and when you check that property you can define the JavaScript code that will run to set the active layout. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video where we'll show how this JavaScript code can be written. So we're continuing now with our discussion of how you can dynamically select the active layout at runtime, and we're discussing now how in the control bar properties you can specify that you want to dynamically set the active layout at runtime, and then when you check that box here you can define the JavaScript that will be executed to return the name of the active layout. So you can see that inside our code here we can reference these system variables called screen.width, for example, and screen.isLandscape. So we've arbitrarily said that a tablet is anything that has a width of more than 600 pixels. So if the screen width is more than 600 pixels, we're going to basically return the tablet layout. Otherwise, if we're in landscape mode, we're going to return phone landscape. Otherwise, we're going to return phone portrait. So these names over here in single quotes, these are the names of the layout that we want to use, and we just return the value. So whatever value this function returns, that will be the layout that the control panel uses. Now this function is going to fire whenever the control bar is refreshed, and the control bar itself is going to be refreshed automatically whenever an orientation change takes place. So we don't have to manually update or refresh the control bar in order to get this code to execute. It's going to execute automatically. So let's go ahead now and run our component. So we'll go over here, and you can see here we're basically seeing the phone portrait control bar. Let's switch now to horizontal. So now we're seeing the phone landscape control bar, and now let's go over to a tablet, and you can see now we're seeing the tablet toolbar. So basically what we've shown is how you can have multiple layouts in a control bar, and how the actual active layout can be selected dynamically at runtime. Now the ability to have many different layouts in a single control bar is a very powerful option, because in a complex UX component with many different panel navigators and panel layouts and panel cards, the topmost panel, which might be a panel navigator or a panel layout, etc., might be the only place where you have a control bar. And then by defining multiple layouts in that control bar, depending on which panel is active, you select the active layout to display. But instead of having to have control bars within each panel, you just need to have a single control bar layout that has all of the different layouts that your application will need, so which is a very efficient approach to building your UX component. So thanks very much for watching.